Today I'm going to talk on development of 3 mindfulness skills, which are necessary and which are also very important for all meditators. These 3 skills are mentioned by the Buddha. In Buddhist text, it is named as Nimitta Sutta. To quote what Buddha has said in the discourse, Adijata manuyodena bhikkhve bhikkhuna tini nimittani kalina kalam manasi kadavani. Disciples here in this one, the meditator who is striving for development of the special consciousness should apply 3 skills from time to time. Kalina kalam samadhi nimitta manasi kadava. From time to time, a meditator should pay attention to development of the concentration. So this is a concentration skill, focusing skill. Kalina kalam bhagha nimitta manasi kadava. From time to time, a meditator should inspire and support Kalina kalam ubekha nimitta manasi kadava. From time to time, based on necessity, a meditator should have a relaxed and balanced mental state toward his practice. So altogether, to explain these 3 statements said by Buddha, it means that a meditator should contemplate on the object of meditation. This is what's called the samadhi nimitta, the point of concentration, or the point for development of the mental focus and concentration or mindfulness. In other words, it can be called mindfulness skill. In order to develop mindfulness skill, a person needs to direct his attention toward the object of meditation by keeping the mind there fixed, by keeping the mind there fully immersed in it, fully merged into the object of rising and passing or in-breath and out-breath. And trying to keep the mindfulness synchronized with any concurrent mental or physical phenomena. If he is observing the rising and falling, the physical motions of the body and mindful awareness should be synchronized. In case the meditator is observing the pain, that unpleasant sensations and the noting mind has to be synchronized. This way, the mindfulness is fully immersed into the nature of the pain. This is what samadhi nimitta means. The Pali term samadhi nimitta means the point and the mark or the reason for development of a concentration. So it's a little bit difficult in literary. So I'm trying to keep it more simple by using the term focusing skill or mindfulness skill of concentration development. This is what a meditator basically starts when he practices meditation. But the mind is one of the difficult things in the world to manage. If a person can manage the mind successfully in his mental training process or meditation, he will achieve the skill to manage the mind. He will achieve peace and calm, which can benefit a lot. The mind used to wander off frequently. The mind of all living beings used to be restless every day, any moment during the wakeful hours, unless a person falls asleep. In the daytime, when the people wake up, when people are aware of the surrounding, the mind keeps moving on non-stop. This is the way mind is. The mind has no physical tangibility, no physical nature. It's like the air we breathe in. It can move to any direction, regardless of the physical barriers. Even though one is sitting inside the meditation hall, the mind may even go back to great distances, visiting to one's relatives and one's native country, and doing this and that, even though it is not necessary. Sometimes it's silently chattering non-stop. Sometimes it keeps theorizing and assuming this and that. So the mind is very difficult to manage. Meditation is not the way to control the mind, but it's the way to manage the mind. It's a very important mental tool and spiritual means to exercise the mind, to develop the mind. When a person is practicing mindfulness meditation, the mind may resist. Sometimes the mind may be bored. The mind may be very tired and very fatigued. Not only physical fatigue happen in the world, mental fatigue also happen. When this mental fatigue happen, we used to refer to as depression or disenchantment. In today's world, mental depression is a big problem among a lot of people from every walk of life. Why this happen? Because the mind become more restless. You can practically see a person whose daily schedules are full of so many things to do, so many things to be focused on, so many things to accomplish in time. For such busy people, the mind experience fatigue. And let's say it's burnt out, a burnout mind, like a short circuit and the electric main switchboard. The mind no longer can function properly. So he lost the interest to do things. He lost interest to enjoy what he used to enjoy. So the depression sets in. This is how it occurs. For young people, they let their mind loose on everything. Watching TV, going here and there, doing this and that, moving from this one subject to other subject. Their minds keep moving non-stop, restlessly. As a result, their mind began too brittle, too easily irritated, and slowly they suffer mental problems. Mental well-being and mental health are big issues in today's time. Meditation is just only a way to train the mind, to exercise it so that it learns how to remain balanced, how to remain more collected and more calm. In other words, mindfulness meditation can be called as mental fitness. If you can do this mental fitness properly and systematically, it will provide mental well-being and it will help for mental health. But in this retreat, we are striving to attain spiritual goal of attaining of the lasting peace and calm and development of insight knowledge at the minimum, but at the maximum, we can reach to the attainment of the path and fruition knowledge and nirvana eventually. If our mindfulness practice and insight knowledge reach degrees of maturity, necessary maturity, we don't need to disappoint that. We don't need to expect too much because practice of mindfulness meditation is like long-term process, long-term training. Buddha has mentioned in one particular discourse about how a person can develop slowly on the spiritual path. He used one example of a carpenter's tool. In ancient times, people use hand tools, not mechanical tools like the way today's carpenters use. In ancient times, they use manual tools such as hammers, saws, wood chisels, and measurement tapes. On the long-term use of their wooden chisel and hammers and saw, that wooden handle have clear marks of the fingerprints after long-term use and long-term handling of those wooden handle. You can see if you are maybe old generation people. Young people may not be able to see that. The carpenters too, they usually have the very polished hand finger marks on their wooden handle of the wooden tool. This analogious statement said by Buddha is very much simple and to the point. On the long-term use and long-term handling of this manual tool, the wooden handle began impressed or engraved with the fingerprints. In the same way, when a meditator practices meditation on the long-term visits, the mind experience mindfulness skill. The way he conducts himself will be characterized by mindfulness, a meditator will be able to observe his emotions quickly, not slowly, like ordinary people are. The moment he feels anger, he saw the anger coming up, and he can watch it. He can keep it under control. He can pick it before it grows. When sadness arises, he can observe that sadness very clearly without claiming ownership of his sadness. He observes it as impersonal mental states with that impersonal mindfulness. And then that sadness will not overwhelm him. That's how mindfulness practice, especially long-term mindfulness practice, can have a positive impact on mental condition. In the same way, human consciousness, as well as the consciousness of the ordinary living being, always want new and fresh things. They want newer and newer things. Anything they have been using for a long time, they become put with that. So they wish and they search more new things. This is how human mind functions, desires function. A meditator can keep the mind under full control, full management of mindfulness. He can manage his desires and his wish mindfully. This way, he doesn't suffer unnecessarily. These are just only brief explanations regarding the benefit of long-term mindfulness practice. Now, regarding the second mindfulness key, Buddha mentioned from time to time, a meditator need to inspire and support his effort. Why it is necessary? Buddha himself will be explained in this discourse. And the third key, from time to time, a meditator needs to be relaxed, need to have the balanced mental states to his practice. Now, let me quote what Buddha has explained in the discourse. Tache bhikkhu, adijayta manuyoto bhikkhu, ekandam samadhi nimitan yewa manasi kriya. Disciple, if a meditator who is striving for development of the special consciousness focus on developing our concentration by contemplating on the object of meditation continuously. Thanantan chaita, kosijaya, samvadiya. The mind may become slackened. This is what Buddha said. So if a meditator trying to focus on practice, trying to contemplate all the time, sometimes laziness or disinterest may come up. Tasi bhikkhu, adijayta manuyoto bhikkhu, ekandam bhakha nimitan yewa manasi kriya. In case a meditator trying to support his practice by putting more effort into the practice, Thanantan chaita, Odichaya samvadiya. His mind may wander off because of pushing. Buddha continued to explain further. Let me go. Sache bhikkhve adijeta manuyoto bhikkhu ekandam ubekha nimitan yuva manasi kriya. In case a meditator trying to have relaxed mental attitude all the time, Thanantan Chaitan, na samma samadhiya aswanam khayaya. He may not achieve his intended goal of the progress in meditation, leading up to the eradication of the taints. So all these explanations are very simple and direct to the point. What Buddha wants to say is that during the practice of meditation, when a meditator strives to keep the mind focused on the object of meditation all the time, sometimes mental sluggishness or disinterest or slackening down of the mind may arise. If this happens, a meditator should use the supporting skill, bhagavad, how to support and how to inspire. This is very important. It needs explanation. I will try to explain later on. If a meditator trying to use the supporting skill a bit longer, and the mind will just be distracted. If a meditator trying to use the third skill, relaxing and balance skill, by, let's say, by suspending the observation or just taking rest, not doing anything, then the necessary result of the sustaining mindfulness and concentration will not develop. His practice will not lead to further progressive stage. Now, let me continue what Buddha said. Yado chako bhikkhve adijeta manuyoto bhikkhu kalina kalan samadhi nimitan manasi kroti kalina kalan bhakha nimitan manasi kroti kalina kalan ubekha nimitan manasi kroti. When a meditator skillfully use the first key of the development of the concentration, and the second skill of the supporting skill, and the third skill of the relaxation skill, balancing skill. And then the mind will become more pliant, manageable, more subtle, and full of sparkle. It will not be brittle, and the mind will remain focused and leading to the eradication of the mental taints and mental impurities. Here, I need to explain what kind of things a meditator need to understand regarding the first key and the second key. Most of you are familiar with 7 factors of enlightenment, known as Bujjhanga. Even though some of you may not be familiar with those. Out of 7 factors of enlightenment, 3 factors of enlightenment are important. They serve as supporting bojjhangas. What are they? The first bojjhanga is called Dhamma Vijaya Sambojjhanga. In most simple explanation of this bojjhanga, this means just only observing mental and physical phenomena without preconceived notions of I and me, and seeing them as clearly as possible. Seeing them as mental phenomena, and which is characterized by noting mind, and physical phenomena, and all the physical elements. During the process of mindfulness meditation, the noting mind is mental phenomena. And wondering those various states of emotions are mental states. Sensations are also mental states. Rising and falling or in-breath and out-breaths are physical elements. And there are only mind and body and mind. There's no journey in the whole process of observation. With a clear understanding, a meditator observe. This is what Dhamma Vijaya means. Dhamma Vijaya means just keep observing. Keep observing and seeing things clearly without any notions or I and me. When one is mentally observing, there's a mental effort. When one is doing walking meditation, there is also physical and bodily effort. So Dhamma Vijaya is to be supported with the Viriya Bojjhanga. So this is the second Bojjhanga, which serves as the supporting Bojjhangas. When the mind is slacking and when the mind lost the interest, and these two are necessary. Another one is piti. Piti is a sense of joy during the meditation, but in the initial phase of the practice, piti has to be induced. There are two kinds of piti. Induced piti and spontaneously arising piti, which happens in progressive stage of mindfulness meditation. In this case, when the mind becomes slow or disenchanted with the practice, one need to have a feeling of joy in one's action. This feeling of joy is to be induced. It's not spontaneous. How one should induce this piti? By reflecting on one's wonderful opportunity to be alive in this world as a human being, and also to have favorable conditions, such as having good health and good physical condition, and also good social condition from your family and from your job, for taking up some amount of time to come and do retreat. To be able to come in contact with wonderful spiritual heritage of the Buddha's teaching known as mindfulness meditation, which is very beneficial if one can practice it successfully, if one can develop necessary mindfulness skill. One can use this meditation practice even when one goes back to one's home. Everyday situation, you can apply it, even though you don't need to sit longer. So you have to induce the joy. So altogether, Dhamma Vijaya Bojinga, Horiya Bojinga, Piti Bojinga, these three are like the accelerator Bojingas and supporting Bojinga, which a meditator needs to apply during his practice. Of all these three, inducing joy, creating a joyous mental state through reflection on the condition I have mentioned briefly is very important. This way, you will be able to uplift your mind and raise your momentum of making effort in the practice. So the first key, mindfulness key, is just only observing and practicing meditation. When you are practicing, and the mind may get fed up with the practice, it may lose its interest, or it may protest, I don't want to practice here, I just want to go back, etc. The mind is saying like this silently. And when this happens, you need to inspire and apply the supporting skill by applying these three bhujangas. These three bhujangas are accelerators of your practice. You have to use them. The meditator need to use them, these three bhujangas, to inspire, to motivate one's practice. This is very important. Most people, they have this experience, including myself. When I start practicing meditation, sometimes the mind protests to go back, to stop practicing. Then I have to motivate, or sometimes the teacher motivates, and we slowly come along. And the mind slowly get used to it. Later on, that boring mind, that feeling of being fed up will be no problem. If you can observe it, you observe that boring mind, that sluggish mind, that disenchanted mental condition as impermanent mental state, which is negative, which can lead to negative results in many ways. We used to have this kind of mental condition all the time in our life. When we are living somewhere, a sudden thoughts come. Oh, I wish I could go and visit there. Oh, I wish I could see and this and someone. I wish I could do this. Our mind, as I explained earlier, wants to do this and that all the time. Feeling of boredom, feeling of loneliness, feeling of being fed up with one's present state is normal. It's the way mind shows its characteristics. It's never satisfying with what one have. It wants more, one new and new thing. Even if one gets the best and the most usable stuff, he wants more, newer thing. This is the way mind functions. This is where the problem started. So, in order to apply this second skill of support, Buddha instructed to use these three accelerator bhujangas. The first important one is the joyous, a feeling of joy, a feeling of gratitude for being able to practice mindfulness meditation. This has to be induced. This is not spontaneous rapture or spiritual ecstasy a meditator develops during progressive state of meditation. Spontaneous piti, which is more advanced and more pure, is very different piti. It doesn't need to be induced. It comes up instantaneously. Usually it happens when a meditator make progress in practice, especially when mindfulness becomes very strong and ever-present and sustained. The mind becomes very subtle and very peaceful and manageable, well-behaved, no longer protesting, no longer wandering or as it used to be, and the mind so calm and stay focused, fully march into the observation. And the body sensation also become very subtle. There's no gross physical nature of the body. Even when a meditator is sitting on the cushion, a meditator no longer feel the touch. A meditator no longer feel the physical discomfort, frequent physical discomfort, all those kind of physical gross nature and wandering thoughts become very evident. No more wandering thoughts. The mind becomes very calm and very peaceful. So in this case, both bodily calm and mental calm are dominant. When a person reaches such progressive state, he may even feel the body is like a balloon full of air and very light and about to be lifted up. Sometimes a meditator even may notice the body is like it's moving up and down gently. Some people, they notice it. When a person reaches that kind of wonderful progressive stage in his mindfulness meditation, he starts feeling wonderful rapture and ecstatic joy. This is called a spontaneous piti. It doesn't need to be induced. It is very wonderful process of outcome, spiritual outcome, which happen in the mind due to calm and sustaining peaceful nature of the mind. In ordinary world, among people, in order to reach such kind of peaceful and calm state, some people, they may use drug to get on hike. You don't need to get on hike by means of the chemicals thing. All those things are very dangerous and harmful, not only for the physical health, but also for all the social conditions. Meditation is very wonderful spiritual path that can lead you to such an ecstatic state and such a spiritual, wonderful state of euphoria. But this piti and this wonderful joy, which can acquire through meditation, is harmless and peaceful. It doesn't need to use any kind of material stuff, even though it is subject to rising and passing away, because it is just only mental states. It is a very wonderful development. So this kind of piti is very wonderful piti, very wonderful mental state, which is spontaneous process. Here I refer to only induced joy, induced piti. We need to have this induced piti. People, I don't understand about this. I thought this piti is just only spontaneous piti. In Buddhist text, after long-term study and careful analysis of Buddhist discourse, I found out that Buddha encouraged to use induced piti as a way of motivating one's mind and one's effort in the practice. So altogether, in order to apply this supporting skill in mindfulness meditation practice, you need to use these three bojjhanga. First, you have to induce joy, and then you put a little bit gentle effort, very relaxed effort, neither too strong, neither too relaxed, just only necessary amount of effort. And you just continue observing. This is what the Mahucha means. And this is also Uriya. This is also induced piti. You use these three bojjhangas during practice. So whenever the mind lost interest and protest, you use these three bojjhanga as accelerator bojjhanga. It's very much similar like the way you drive the car. If you need a little bit of the speed because the traffic condition, you need to use the accelerator. Now, regarding the another skill, Upekkha nimitta, relaxation and balancing one's own mind and one's own practice, when it is necessary. When the mind is restless, in case you are putting too much effort, you are pushing yourself too much. I must try to capture this. I must try to know this. I must try to know every phenomena, every mental state which arise. Whenever the moment they arise, I will try to observe it. Then you are pushing yourself too much. You are trying to put much more strong effort into your practice. The mind will resist and then it will wander off. The more you're trying to push yourself, and the more frequently the mind wander off. When the mind becomes restless, you have to slow down. You have to slow down. And this slowing down process is very important. In Buddhist it is called the nikha. Nikha means pressing down. Pressing down, in this case, not accelerator. Pressing down your brake so that you slow down your car's speed. In the same way, slow down a little bit. And what to do? What kind of bojjhanga you are to apply? In this situation, you have to apply three bojjhangas. What are they? Passaddhi bojjhanga, samadhi bojjhanga, and upekkha bojjhanga. Of these three, upekkha bojjhanga is very important. Upekkha bojjhanga in this case is not spontaneous equanimity. Not spontaneous equanimity, which a meditator can develop during very progressive stage of mindfulness meditation. I will explain about it later on. What a meditator needs during this process of slowing down is just only induce upekkha, induce equanimity. How to induce this equanimity? How to initiate? Just develop a relaxed mental attitude. Remind yourself, relax, relax, to be mindful. Be mindful to be relaxed. Once you remind yourself slowly, slowly, the mind will become less and less restless, and it will become peaceful. And then you can choose this kind of initiating relaxed mental attitude. This is what induced Ubeka Bojjhanga means. This kind of relaxed attitude is the first necessary thing to slow down, when slowing down. And after that, you use the passaddhi. Passaddhi means calm. Don't be agitated for not being able to practice, for not being able to note everything. Just note whatever is notable, whatever is apparent and offers to your attention. And Samadhi put a little bit of the focus into that practice. This way you are applying all these three slowing down bojjhangas, relaxing bojjhangas. Let's say these are three kind of relaxation bojjhangas. You just applying these three kind of relaxation and balance and bojjhanga into your practice. And then you will be able to continue your relaxed practice, your relaxed mindfulness meditation in the course of retreat. To explain them again more simply, when the mind lost interest, when boredom or sluggishness arise during the practice, you just trying to develop joyous feeling, a sense of joy, a sense of appreciation on the present condition of being alive in this world, being able to practice meditation healthily, being able to take a few amount of time off from your work, from your busy family situation, and be joyous and grateful to have come in contact with this wonderful teachings of the Buddha, to be able to practice. Imagine that mindfulness meditation is not to be found in other religious beliefs, only in Buddha's teaching. You can find it. This mindfulness meditation is not based on strict orthodox belief. It is just only spiritual training for development of mental stability and mental well-being. By using the mind, one practices this meditation. How wonderful it is. And other religious beliefs, you have to be compacted, or you have to perform certain ritual to get necessary blessing, etc. In Buddhism, there's no such thing. The mind is the mind. It is universal. It is for everyone. For every human being, for every divine being, for even other living creatures. It's nobody's. It's a unique gift of being alive in a particular life. This mind is very important vehicle of existence. The body is physical vehicle. The mind or the spirit, the consciousness is inner vehicle, invisible. By means of consciousness, one is alive. Physical vehicle, this body, alone is not complete. Only a combination of mind and body make one's life complete. But most people, they only care about physical well-being and physical satisfaction and emotional satisfaction, not long-term well-being of their consciousness and their spirit. Most of people, they don't even have the knowledge about mindfulness meditation. So they got into a lot of suffering. We all are lucky to be able to practice this mindfulness meditation. We learn how to observe and how to cope with the pain. Temporary pain, chronic pain, terminal illness pain, whatever pain come up. No problem. Mindfulness is very powerful mental too. Then emotions, sadness, anger, desires, craving, feeling bored, feeling depressed, feeling confused. Or whatever mental state come up. With mindfulness meditation, one can manage all those things. People got into a lot of suffering, a lot of unnecessary problems because they cannot control their mind, their emotion. You will see the news about very famous people who got into big problems. The real culprit is not them, but their mind, their untrained mind. You are here to practice this wonderful training, to undergo this very beneficial training. So just develop the joyous feeling and joyous and grateful attitudes towards your practice, towards your opportunity conditions to be able to practice. This way you induce piti bhujanga, and then slowly put in relaxed effort and contemplate on the object of meditation. You don't need to push. This way you can apply very skillful supporting skill in your meditation. It's a very wonderful teaching of the Buddha. Now let me continue what Buddha explained in this discourse. Se yatavi bhikkhve suvanakaro wa suvanakaranti wadiwa okam pandiya. Disciple, a goldsmith and his apprentice trying to prepare the crucible. Okam panditwa okam mukham alimpiya. Once they have prepared the crucible, in the ancient time, crucibles are a container of the gold or metal made of the clay. Okam mukham alimpiya. Then they just seal it with the clay. Okam mukham alimpidwa sanda dina jada rubankidwa jada okam mukhi pakibeya. They just put crucible and after preparing fire into it. And okam mukhi pakibedwa kalina kalan bidmandi. Once they put crucible in the fire, they just trying to fan and blow so that necessary heat comes up. And when there is necessary heat and necessary amount of flame, they know there's too much flame. Then, kalina kalan udgena priposeti. In order to reduce the flame and the heat and temperature, they just put a little bit of water into it by sprinkling. I have seen this with my own eye. In my younger days, in our place, there's a monk who used to do some sort of alchemic practice every day. He didn't want to change copper and brass into gold. He just used some sort of the fire, which used to call the, let's say, velo. A velo has some string. He just pull the string and the air just go out and there's a fire and it can increase the flame. And first he used charcoal. Put charcoal first and then he put his crucible and put the gold or brass into it and seal it with a clay and soft clay and then he just use it. That kind of the softening of the metal In this way, Goldsmith, he put gold into crucible and seal it with a clay, and then put in the fire, and then he start making the fire increase to heat, to heat the gold and to soften it, so that he can shape into necessary jewelry. Kalina Kalan Ijubikadi, when the flame and necessary amount of the fire is there, he just relax. He doesn't do anything. He just doesn't do anything. This is what a goldsmith, skillful goldsmith used to do. Tase bekwe suunagaro wa suunagarendi wadiwa tanjada ruban ekandan abitameya. In case goldsmith or his apprentice keep blowing the air into that fire, more flame, more heat will come up, and it will big problem. It will cause big problem. Maybe that gold inside the crucible will burn up, and will be transformed into ash. So Buddha's analogy is very clear. During this process of heating the gold, if goldsmith or his assistant trying to blow on that fire, increased amount of flame, fire, temperature will burn up the gold. Will not finish its purpose. He will not be able to accomplish his goal. Tase bekwe suunagaro wa suunagarandi wadiwa tanjada ruban ekantan udukena preposeya. In case goldsmith or his assistant trying to sprinkle more amount of water into the fire, tanantan jada ruban nipapiya, then the heat will be decreased, and the gold will not get necessary softness and temperature. It will become cool. Tase bekwe suunagaro wa suunagarandi wadiwa tanjada ruban ekantan ejubakeya. In case goldsmith or his assistant neglect to make occasionally flowing the air, occasionally sprinkling the water a little bit in case the flames are and the heats come up. He just only neglect it. Then, tanantan jada ruban na pripakan kisiya. That goal will not reach necessary softness and malleability and walkability. So there are three conditions Buddha said. When a goldsmith is trying to shape the gold into different necessary jewelry, such as necklace, ring, earring, bracelets, or garland, he must first of all, he must heat the gold. To heat the gold, he must put it in the crucible, in a container, and put it in the fire. He must not blow onto the fire all the time. It will burn up. He must not sprinkle with the water all the time. Otherwise, it will be cool and will not accomplish his intention, his purpose. And in case he is trying to ignore without blowing or without sprinkling the water when necessary, and he will not accomplish. His effort will not be successful. Only when goldsmith make necessary effort, blowing into the fire in case there's no enough flame and no enough heat. Only when it goes sometimes necessary and decrease the flame by sprinkling the water. Only when he relax and by not doing anything, in case the necessary heat is there, he just doesn't do anything. He just ignore and remain relaxed. Maybe drinking tea or drinking coffee. He just look at sometimes. In the same way, a meditator should practice his meditation. Sometimes he need to inspire and motivate by using Dhamma Vijaya, Warrior, and Piti Bhujanga. Sometimes he need to use relaxation. In this case, Passaddhi, Samadhi, and Ubheka Bhujanga. When he can apply skillfully such a necessary skill, then he will achieve the goal, his intended goal. The mind becomes more calm and more peaceful, pliant, and well-behaved, and well-managed under his sustained mindfulness. The mind becomes very wonderfully peaceful. It has always remained fully focused. When a meditator can maintain such a sustained, uninterrupted mindfulness during the course of his meditation, the meditator will even know the moment thoughts arise. Sometimes even before the thoughts arise, he can notice the thoughts is going to arise. He can observe it, he can let go of it. Please remember, letting go is one important principle in meditation. Meditator must be able to develop this letting go attitudes. So now let me conclude. In this discourse, Buddha mentioned about the goldsmith, how he hit his gold in order to be able to shape it into various jewelry. When he is hitting the gold, he used skill, hitting by fanning and blowing. Sometimes, in case the flames are too high and too hot, he sprinkle a little bit amount of water to reduce the flame, to reduce the heat. And when everything is going on smoothly, he just ignore and be relaxed. And this is his effort. In this way, a meditator needs to practice mindfulness meditation skillfully by applying these two skills, developing our concentration skill and also motivation and supporting skill and also relaxation skill. May all of you be able to understand Buddha's discourse very clearly and be able to apply these three skills successfully. May your practice be successful and leading to attainment of those advanced state of the Bojjhanga and leading to development of path and fruition knowledge and leading to final liberation of the mind and final liberation of intellect. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.